Daniel Larson is a man that needs no elaborate introduction. If you somehow don't know who Daniel Larson is, I highly urge you to go watch the first documentary I have done on him and then come back to this one and continue the madness when you're done. However, if you're someone that just wants to see a crazy man do crazy things, well then continue forward because you're in the right place. In the first documentary I made on Daniel, we tracked his life from a young age in a youth group home.
He did a lot to help me. I made lots of friends. I learned how to do stuff I never knew how to do before, and it's much better now.
All the way to being homeless and arrested on the campus of the University of Boulder, Colorado after kicking a security guard.
What's your side on you?
It's Daniel Larson.
Daniel Larson. Okay, that's right. Daniel, how's your YouTube channel going?
Not good.
And a ton of things have happened to Daniel since we've last talked about him just a handful of months ago. He got a really cool haircut.
Hey, old granny. I finally got my haircut done.
He went to college.
Would anybody like to volunteer for extra credit to read what is on the slideshow right now? Would anybody like to volunteer?
I would.
Okay, for sure.
Song by Ruben. I went to the town with a frown. The people laugh over me. It wasn't my fault, and I got hard. I got hard on the corner of Orphanage Street.
Hey, that was real good, man.
Very good. Thank you very much. Mr. Larson gets extra credit.
And he even went to jail for almost a month after racking up a ton of warrants for various crimes.
Hey, buddy, relax, Daniel. Relax. You're under arrest. You got a warrant for your arrest. Relax.
Okay.
Relax. Deep breath. Calm down. We're good.
It's gonna be okay, buddy. We're gonna figure out the warrant, okay?
It's a probation warrant. All right. So just relax. Everything's okay.
Of course, like any Lolcow we cover on this channel, the plot armor is impenetrable. Even with 5 warrants, Daniel only stayed 17 days in jail before being released on probation with 48 hours of community service that we all know he's not gonna do. In this video today, we will be covering all of these moments and so many more because every day in Daniel's life seems to have an event you can talk about. This is Daniel Larson's never-ending story. Where we last left off in this story, Daniel was being arrested for third-degree assault at the University of Boulder, Colorado after attacking a security guard on September 16th, 2023. A couple days later, a live stream of his court hearing was broadcast and Daniel would in fact plead guilty to his charges. And the judge here really tries to make sure Daniel understands his rights and everything going on, and Daniel does say he understands, but I'm not entirely sure he does.
Mr. Larson, come on up. Mr. Larson, your case is 23M1704, People versus Daniel Larson. And Mr. Larson, you're present out of custody and on bond. Mr. Rosenbach is here for the people. Mr. Larson, did you hear all that?
I did, Your Honor.
And is that how you want to resolve your case today? Is you'll plead guilty to an added count of count 3 of attempted third-degree assault? It's a class 2 misdemeanor. I'd place you on 12 months of probation. Order 48 hours of community service, anger management classes, and a fine. Do you understand that?
I understand that.
Okay. Was anything promised to you other than from what I stated out here in open court just now?
No, Your Honor.
Are you thinking clearly today?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's going on right now?
No, Your Honor.
And I've also, Mr. Larson, been handed this Rule 11 advisement form. This is a form that details the constitutional trial rights that you give up by pleading guilty. Did you read through this form?
I did.
And do you understand this?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to briefly go over your constitutional trial rights with you. I want to make sure you understand you don't have to plead guilty just because you've been made an offer. You have a right to a speedy and a public jury trial. Now, if you go to that speedy and public jury trial, you'd have a right to, you'd be presumed innocent throughout the entire proceedings. And the only way you could be found guilty is if the district attorney was able to prove to the jury's satisfaction beyond a reasonable doubt your guilt. Now, at that trial, you'd have a right to an attorney. If you couldn't afford an attorney, I would appoint one to represent you. Your attorney would be able to cross-examine and challenge all the DA's witnesses, would be able to subpoena witnesses to court, even if they did not want to come to court. And then you could testify in your own defense. Now, Mr. Larson, if you chose not to testify, if you decided to remain silent, I would instruct the jury They couldn't hold that decision not to testify, that right to silence, against you. Do you understand that?
I understand.
If you went to trial and lost, you'd have a right to an appeal. When you plead guilty like you're doing right now, you waive or give up those constitutional trial rights.
I understand.
Do you have any questions for me about your constitutional trial rights?
No, Your Honor.
Is anybody threatening you, pressuring you, or coercing you to get you to waive your constitutional trial rights and plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
You are pleading guilty to attempted third-degree assault. Attempt is a violation of 18-2-101 of the Colorado Revised Statutes. Third-degree assault is a violation of 18-3-204 of the Colorado Revised Statutes. A Class 2 misdemeanor carries a maximum penalty of 120 days in jail and a $750 fine. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Do you have any questions for me about your constitutional rights, the charge you're pleading guilty to, or the maximum penalty here?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Larson, to the charge of attempted third-degree assault, a Class 2 misdemeanor, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept your guilty plea, and looking at your demeanor here in court, Mr. Larson, and your responsiveness to my questions, I am going to find that your guilty plea is knowing, voluntary, and intelligent, that it is free from threat and coercion, and that you understand the maximum penalties and the elements of this charge.
Daniel would be released from Boulder County Jail on September 19th. He would begin posting on his community tab again and even did a live stream on his bus ride back to Denver where he would be recognized by a fan.
Daniel Larson.
I am, yeah.
So you're a student at CU Boulder?
Well,
Are you actually a student at CU Boulder?
not anymore, no.
What happened?
Trolls got me, like, banned, yeah.
So where are you headed to right now?
I'm headed back to Denver. Yeah.
Sounded like it's your man. Like, what happened?
Well, I was supposed to be working at the CU game this weekend, and from my understanding, someone at the school called the security on me and then claimed that I was causing a scene when I clearly wasn't. And then the security told me that I had to leave the school campus, but I had a dorm on campus, so I can't just leave campus if I'm a student and I have a dorm. And then the security guy, rather than verifying with anyone or getting on the walkie-talkie with anyone, told me I was a liar, called the Boulder sheriff on me, and then got me arrested.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you get your picture real quick?
Sure.
Thanks. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
It would not take long following this interaction for body cam footage of Daniel's arrest from a few days prior to surface.
And then the person walking me, the security guard, starts, pulling on my hands. I think that, I thought that was assault or whatever. I didn't know what was going on other than, just super, super aggressive. For no reason at all, since I was walking with them. I pull a little bit, not trying to get away or anything, but I'm just, trying to just, get, the aggression to stop pretty much, okay? And at that point, I, try to, kick with my foot, trying to just, get, because they were using aggression. I was like, I need this to stop. I need to, I was basically trying to match their level, okay? At that point, I'm like, I'm not going to be aggressive. I just tell them that. I keep repeating it. They sit me down over here. At that point, they do find out I'm a student, and I am getting enrolled. And that's where things are now. And now I'm talking to you.
There was even photos and a video of the police going through Daniel Larson's backpack and gagging at the sight of his pocket. The next disgusting update that would come in the Daniel Larson timeline was the alleged discovery of his new Pinterest account on September 25th. Just like Daniel's first Pinterest account, the second one was also filled with images of underage girls and folders of images of young Grace Vanderwall. A handful of days later, on the 29th, Daniel would take to his YouTube community tab and threaten to bomb every business he walked into, Columbia Records, and every police station. He would continue his rant about police on a live stream where he would refer to them as N's and then go on to drop the N-word after warning everybody he's about to say it.
So, I do have to say that I completely disagree with what the police are doing. F*** them. They're a bunch of little inns. And yes, I am going to say they're a bunch of niggers. Okay? But I absolutely hate the police, okay, for what they're doing.
The next day, September 30th, Daniel would go to the Colorado Festival where he would be caught filming children during a live concert. No, I'm not making that up. I wish I was, but I am not. There's even a picture somebody took of Daniel filming the children at this festival. A couple days after this, on October 2nd, Daniel would claim to have 5 court dates this month. Which is ironic because the very next day, on the 3rd, Daniel would be taken into custody for failure to appear in court. He wouldn't be in custody for long, being released within 24 hours and creating a brand new YouTube account to post on called Daniel Larson 2024. On October 5th, he would post this insane message about his trench foot on his YouTube community tab. No, I don't, but my trench foot issue did something strange today. I took off my sock and the sock stuck to my trench foot and literally pulled off a good layer of skin. So I'm going to have to run to the store and see if I can get, I guess, some sort of cast to put on it, but yeah, apparently it took off a pretty big chunk of my foot skin. And it's a thick enough layer of skin that I mean my foot is now tender. He would even go on to post a video talking about his foot.
Those are plantar warts. And there's my foot. Kind of see just how bad my trench foot is. The trench foot part is right in there. It's very tender. You can see the coloring difference. So that...
On October 8th, Daniel admits to saving CP on his phone for an investigation and to having that phone confiscated because of this.
So, one of the people that was impersonating to be Grace Vanderwall did send me video verification, but the video verification that they sent me was a nude photo of a child. When I tried to save that for investigation to show to Daniel McDougall, Daniel McDougall, the Secret Service agent, actually saw it on my phone and didn't believe my story at all, and actually decided that he was going to confiscate my phone, so I might be charged for child pornography now, because people who were impersonating to be Grace sending verification was sending me like actual child pornography for verification.
I would just like to say you definitely have to look into the guy sending Daniel this because what the fuck is that? I don't want to fail to mention that Daniel says someone sent it to him, so if that's true, what the fuck? That's not trolling anymore, those are serious crimes. On the same day as this, his YouTube channel Daniel Larson 2024 would be banned, and he would create a new TikTok account named Daniel Larson Freedom. And just about a week later, on the 15th, Daniel creates a new YouTube channel insanely named Daniel Larson Management Team Vanderwall News. And the next day, he would create another YouTube account called Daniel Larson 101. At this point, Daniel has created so many YouTube accounts, it's comical. On October 16th, Daniel starts posting about a pandemic-like crisis that will happen in 2025.
I am preparing my entire management for a possible major company crisis.
Lord knows what he's talking about. At this point, Daniel is crazier than he has ever been, and the next big thing that happens to him will only reinforce this. On October 23rd, Daniel would receive a haircut from fans, and this was no ordinary haircut. It was a reverse mohawk. Somehow, 2 trolls convinced Daniel to let them give him a haircut, and they would start by cutting Daniel's hair with scissors before eventually taking a buzzer right down the center of his head.
So guys, I'm getting a haircut here. Just hey, slow down there, slow down. Hey, old granny, I finally got my haircut done. Uh-oh. Where did they go? They said they'll come back.
Now, the two trolls that did this to Daniel would go on to tell him that they could not finish the haircut they were giving him because their car was broken into. And then at a certain point, they would switch their story to their car was stolen altogether.
Right, so... Okay, so your car got broken into by somebody when you were going to get the blow dryer, okay.
And for once, Daniel actually used his brain and asked to see the car, but then the trolls just changed their story and say the car got stolen altogether.
So yeah, I need to see this for myself.
We have to get in there.
So the window's broken?
Yes, the window is broken.
Alrighty.
It was right here. They took it.
Eventually, the two trolls would wander off, leaving our protagonist here with one of the most insane haircuts I've ever seen.
Oh boy, I'm in so big trouble. Hell. I'm in so much trouble.
Daniel would indeed be in big trouble because later that day he would post a video eating mac and cheese, sporting his new haircut, claiming he has to go to court the next day.
Alrighty, so I'm back in Boulder, Colorado for court tomorrow, for county court. I'm gonna try to have a bite of my macaroni and cheese I got. Why is it cold?
As insane as all of this sounds, Daniel would in fact go to court the very next day looking like this.
I am just trying to check see if I have a court date.
Oh, okay. And what is your last name?
It's Larson, Larson. And then it's Dan.
What are the charges you have?
I was just down at the city, and they said that I did have one that showed up for this Thursday. That's in 2 days, and then they told me to come down here and check and see if I had anything down.
And somehow, Daniel seemed totally unfazed by his new hairstyle, even going on to tell everyone the creative inspiration behind it on October 26th.
So, my inspiration behind this haircut, I wanted it to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger got struck by lightning, just like Albert Einstein.
On the last day of October, Daniel would go to court and be sentenced to 6 months probation, and he would also be required to take a mental health evaluation. But don't get your hopes up though, because Daniel would not do this evaluation. Going into November, Daniel would have one of his most insane and infamous freakouts yet. On November 10th, Daniel would be filmed inside a Panera Bread, causing absolute havoc. Angered by fans leaking his location, Daniel would take his frustration out on the staff inside the Panera Bread. He began screaming at the top of his lungs, flipped the table, acted like he's gonna punch the manager, and then eventually started hitting himself and calling the staff the N-word while saying he wants to die.
Other people are causing the situation. Stop telling me, bitch! You're cursing me. Try me, bitch! Try me, bitch! Try me, bitch! Try me, bitch! I will fucking murder you! I will fucking murder you, bitch!
Look at this crackhead.
I can go right ahead! I can go right ahead! Fans are leaking my location, bitch! Fans are leaking my location, bitch! Bitch! Bitch!
10455 Beach Street.
Fans are leaking my location! I'm in fucking danger!
I've been recording. Yeah, violent customer.
Fans are leaking my location! I'm fucking famous!
Not that we know of. She's leaving.
I'm going to be trespassed and I'm going to press charges for you assaulting.
I never assaulted you! I never put hands on you, bitch! I never put hands on you, bitch!
That's assault.
I never assaulted you!
Step back right now!
I never assaulted
I got it all on video.
And now they're doing this shit that can link up the phone that they can fall.
You just want to fucking hate on me!
Oh, nah. Oh, I'm like,
I know that.
Yeah.
This don't make sense to you? You've been recording the whole time, right?
I want to fucking die, bitch! Bitch ass nigger! Bitch ass nigger!
Now, eventually, the police would show up, and I just loved the cops' reaction to Daniel trying to explain his side of the story.
Why are all the tables turned over, Daniel?
The manager tried to put hands on me to escort me outside.
Don't think that was probably it.
And
Because you're in here acting like the Looney Tunes.
I felt endangered. And so I put
like Looney Tunes?
I knocked down the tables to try to create a barrier so I could be on one side and they could be on the other.
I'm real with you. That's a piss poor excuse, bud.
But I felt in danger.
So you punched yourself in the face a bunch of times?
The manager was threatening to press charges on me.
So if you come in here flipping tables over and punching yourself in the face and they say leave and you say no, and they say we're going to trespass you and you say no, that's trespassing. Where'd all these fans come from? They just found you out of nowhere?
Of course, nothing would come from this other than the removal of Daniel from Panera Bread. And after this whole ordeal, Daniel would post threats to Bob Proctor while walking down the street in the dark.
I want to have Bob fucking murdered. I want to have his house bombed.
At the end of November, Daniel would find himself back in court in front of a judge. This time, it was for the incident just a couple months back when he attacked a security guard at the University of Boulder, Colorado. Daniel would be sentenced to 12 months probation, 48 hours of community service, anger management classes, and asked to be paid a fine. All of these things, of course, he would not do. Going into December, on the 2nd, Daniel would post a handful of wild comments on his community tab about robbing a bank and committing suicide inside of a Lowe's. Which may seem concerning, but at this point, Daniel posts so much crazy shit to his community tab that this is hardly alarming. On December 10th, just 1 month after the Panera Bread incident, Daniel would find himself inside of an Olive Garden. Convinced by manager-fed delusions, Daniel was under the impression he was there to meet Grace Vanderwall, her family, and a few other celebrities. He would ask for a table for 8 and refuse to order anything until Grace and everyone else came to meet with him. Daniel was also live streaming this entire ordeal and was approached multiple times by staff asking him not to film inside the restaurant, and he refused to listen. Eventually, the trolls texting Daniel would convince him that the manager of the Olive Garden had leaked his location and was printing out nude images of him. The trolls would even convince Daniel that Grace Vanderwall was being arrested by the police in the parking lot. In a fit of rage and hysteria, he would storm into the lobby to confront multiple employees and the management. He would even try and perform a citizen's arrest on every single staff member until the FBI showed up to sort everything out. I almost can't say that with a straight face.
We have reason to believe that the documents that the manager was printing off is nude photos of me from a online troll website. Okay, I just got sent a picture of the police holding Grace to a car outside. I have full proof of Grace being assaulted. Coming in, pictures and everything. Okay, give me one more second. That's happening outside somewhere. I'm performing a citizen's arrest, so the FBI is outside. I have more than enough photos coming in. Okay.
Who are you arresting?
I'm arresting every single person here. I'm arresting all employees.
So you're telling me that you're a celebrity?
Yes.
Okay, do people take pictures of celebrities, right?
Right, but you were back in back.
Yes.
Printing off documents.
I was?
You said that and it's on video.
I was printing off documents?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm gonna ask you to come over here actually. Over here. We've been very nice. Like that's what I'm gonna tell you. You're not filming me, correct?
I am legally required to.
No, you can actually just leave now.
I don't have to leave. The FBI is here. I have fucking photos.
Okay, sir, this is what I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna calm down right now. You're gonna stop filming me, or I'm gonna call the police and they're gonna remove you from here. I know that's what you want. I know that's what you're famous for on TikTok, but we are not doing this. You're gonna curse at me again, or you're going to leave.
I never cursed.
Okay, sir. What I'm gonna tell you right now is you're gonna stop filming and you're going to leave, or I'm going to call the police right now.
Go ahead and call the police.
Thank you. I will. We're done.
I just got sent pictures and photos of Grace being assaulted. I'm not gonna just sit here and call those photos fake. I got sent them from the fucking FBI.
I'm gonna ask you again not to curse. There's children in here. I'm gonna ask you again.
I have photos.
I need you to lower your voice. Hi, 7655 West Avenue. Families are in here. He's accusing us of printing off documents and telling us he's gonna get my entire staff arrested. And at this point, I would just like him out of the building. His name is Daniel Larson. He has like 22,000 followers on TikTok. It's a whole thing, which we were trying to not get the police involved, but at this point, we're done. My name is Destiny Graham. Graham, Graham. Any kids, please?
I just got word from the FBI and Rick Yorn, LBI Entertainment, that you are being sued.
Okay.
I just got notified that Rick Yorn at LBI Entertainment, who is the CEO, has called the head manager and the CEO of all Olive Gardens, and you're fired. They're working on firing you.
They might be on their way.
They might be on their way, but don't know yet. Wow. So in other words, the police are also trolling along with you. So wow, that's a bunch of information now that I needed. Wow, thank you.
You're so welcome.
The police are now trolling as well. The police might show up. They don't even know. Okay. I also the guy with the curly hair that was sitting next to me here, he's undercover. So we have more than enough proof. The guy with the curly hair that was sitting right next to me, right here, was undercover. Emergency, we need you.
The managers of the Olive Garden would proceed to call the police on Daniel, and when he figured out they were doing this, he ran toward the entrance of the building and pulled the fire alarm.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, whoa, no sir!
They're calling 911 again. They're calling 911 again. And now they're joking that was actually funny. Now the managers are joking that was funny. The managers are the ones escalating this. They are saying, Daniel, we have been advised that you need to run. Nice job trolling! That's pretty funny. I have proof that you guys were back in the back printing off my nudes off of a website. I have the Federal Bureau of Investigation in contact with me. I have an investigation going on.
What you talking to me about?
I don't have to.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Just look at it.
You're just being ridiculous at this point.
What alarm was pulled? How are we doing?
I'm waiting for the police to show up.
Okay. What's going on tonight?
I will not say until the police show up. I'm filing for a citizen's arrest.
Okay. Do you need any medical attention?
I don't.
No?
Nope.
His live stream would come to an end when the fire department would arrive and question him on why he pulled the alarm. But it wouldn't be long before Daniel started another stream shortly after, filling out a police report and speaking with the police that arrived on scene.
I was like, I don't know if they're going to show up. I don't know what. And that's why I was told to pull the fire alarm. Is because I mean, for somebody to go on like a subreddit, my own subreddit, and then claim that like in a post that like they are an Olive Garden manager, and then post my nudes is kind of crossing the line.
Yeah.
And then it's like I have to have suspicion that it's a manager here, especially if they're claiming to be Olive Garden.
Exactly. Alrighty. And then what was the security company's name? What is that called?
So
IB something. I can't remember.
LBI Entertainment is actually Grace Vanderwall's entertainment management, and they also handle security, from my understanding.
Of course, the police would trespass Daniel from Olive Garden for a year and give him a criminal charge as well for pulling the fire alarm. He would have to go to court on February 15th, 2024 because of this incident. Less than a week after Daniel's Olive Garden meltdown, on December 16th, he would find himself inside of an IHOP. No, I'm not kidding, this is not a joke, he's about to get banned from another restaurant. While inside the IHOP, Daniel would order food he could not pay for and subsequently get trespassed because of this. And of course, the cops that showed up to trespass Daniel were the same exact ones from the Olive Garden incident.
I can't go home until you pay your bill.
I said I was going to be paying it online. I have somebody else that's going to be paying through the app.
Okay, but you said that almost an hour ago. My shift's been over for almost an hour.
Yeah.
I really want to go home.
Right, but the other manager called the cops, so I'm waiting for them to show up now.
No, you can pay your bill so that I can go home.
Well, I now have to wait for the cops
No, you
as well.
don't have to wait for the cops. You can pay your bill and the cops don't even have to come.
But I thought they were already on their way, so what is it?
I have no idea what it is. All I know is I really want to go home, and you're preventing me from getting my children into bed, and that really sucks. I was supposed to be home an hour ago.
Okay, then I will pay the bill if they call off the police.
Okay, well, let's make sure that happens, and I'll go talk to my boss for you. But can you make sure that happens?
Yes,
Thank you so much.
I will work
really
on
like
that
to go
for
put
you.
My children to bed.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Hopefully that went through that way. And then I can't figure out how to send pictures through DMs. So I'm working on the payment right now. That's what I'm doing. So it won't let me send. It literally won't let me send pictures. So. Hello.
And here's mine. Hey, Daniel.
Hello.
You remember me from Olive Garden?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. What's going on today, man?
So I had somebody paying, and the IHOP wouldn't let me.
I'm sorry, you guys. I have people talking about
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
I was going to have somebody else pay.
Okay.
And the IHOP wouldn't let me, and so they called you guys.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's what I'm working on, and then they told me to leave after they've already called the police.
Sure.
And then I told them, since I'm self-employed as well, I should stay until the police show up, because if I leave and they've already called, it doesn't make sense.
Sure.
I'm looking at it from that perspective as well.
Sure.
So
Yeah. Are you live streaming today or not really?
I am, but if they told me to leave for that reason, then I would.
Not bad. I was just curious because last time
And I'm only recording because they called the police. If they didn't do that, then I wouldn't call.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't go live.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. What's going on, or my partner will? Can you remind me, your date of birth is...
It's 11/15/1998, and it... I'm not quite sure how to do that. Let me see.
Daniel, there's a card on the floor. Trespass you if you're not willing to leave on your own. So are
Okay.
you willing to leave on your own?
I'm willing to leave on my own, if I would just need the paper of trespass.
So you want us to issue you a paper trespass?
Whatever they want.
Okay. I mean, they're willing to just let you go if you're willing to leave. That's just what they've wanted. If you're not willing to leave, that's a different conversation, right?
Right. Let me see real quick.
Okay. So whoever called is not actually paying the check. It sounds like it might be too much.
Okay.
So the restaurant, they're willing to let you go without paying as long as you don't come back to this location. Is that agreeable to you?
That's agreeable. Can I get like a paper that states that by chance?
I'll get your trespass notice.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
We'll do that.
A day after this happened, Daniel's phone number would be leaked on TikTok, and surprisingly, he blames it on Grace Vanderwall for getting annoyed at him.
Sorry guys, I'm getting word that Grace Vanderwall leaked my phone number because I blocked her because she wasn't following the rules set by my probation officer, so she got angry and doxed my number to her fan base.
And in the last couple weeks of December, the documentation of Daniel's antics were insane. Just like in the first documentary, I'm gonna focus on all of the major things that happened in the final weeks of December leading into 2024. A few things would happen for Daniel on the 19th. He would announce he scheduled an appointment for therapy, got paid $58 for his music, and was thrown out of another restaurant for not being able to pay his bill.
So tomorrow, I have scheduled to meet with my new therapist in Lakewood, Colorado. Last night, the police were called to the restaurant I was at, and they didn't even care. They just said that the bill was on the house. Yesterday, I was supposed to meet somebody for dinner in Golden, Colorado, at the Bristow on Washington Street, and the person never showed up. So the restaurant manager paid for my meal, but because they knew who I was and my popularity, they told me that they have reported me to all the restaurants in Golden, Colorado, and I'm now banned permanently from all the restaurants in the entire town. Because one person didn't show up. Like, what the fuck?
Daniel would also have this comment for the female officer that trespassed him the night prior.
The female officer from Golden Police Department yesterday was actually extremely hot. Man, those buns were awesome.
The following day, on the 20th, Daniel went to court. He would be put on probation for 8 weeks in Jefferson County for therapy. Daniel would also say he has to pay $10 grand in court fees and then announce he's in contact with Grace Vanderwall's manager. He would go on to say that he will be doing a world tour with Grace in 2024.
I am now in contact with Lauren, who works for LBI Entertainment and is Grace's manager. I just got word from Grace Vanderwall and Clark and Associates and the LBI Entertainment that Lauren, Grace's manager, is going to be paying for my plane tickets and my passport for the world tour with Grace for 2024.
This world tour would be canceled by Daniel himself the following day.
Also, I told Grace Vanderwall and Columbia Records and LBI Entertainment I cancel the tour for 2024.
And on the same day Daniel canceled his world tour, he decided he wants to go to war with Jefferson County because his bank account had $0 in it.
Well, my bank account is back at zero because of those 2 police officers. I just pulled out the $50 from my phone bill, and I'm pressing charges. Let's take this to war.
Strangely, Daniel would also announce he's voting for Donald Trump in 2024 and then say he's considering going to O Block for Christmas dinner.
I'm voting for Trump in 2024 because I think it's unfair that they take him off the ballot. And for that reason, I might just leave the state of Colorado and violate probation. Well, since the Golden Police Department and Jefferson County doesn't want me in Colorado, I guess I could go to Chicago to O Block for Christmas dinner.
On December 23rd, one day before Christmas Eve, Daniel would find himself at the Golden Hotel in Colorado. Daniel was convinced by his new manager Clark that he had a 1-week reservation at the hotel with Grace Vanderwall. Of course, upon arrival, he was informed this reservation did not exist and that he needed to leave the hotel because the staff had gotten calls warning them about Daniel. And Daniel would in fact leave the establishment, but return very shortly after to argue with the management before destroying a glass wet floor sign and running out of the lobby.
On the street.
I'm friends with Woody's manager, so...
They called us saying that you were causing troubles.
I haven't even been there in like a couple months.
Please leave, Daniel. I'm asking you to please leave the property. I'm not doing this with you tonight. I do not want to call the police, and I will. Okay?
Like, why
You're
would
not
you...
allowed
Why,
on the property.
Why would you call the police on me if I'm not doing anything?
Because I've asked you to leave. And
but
we have had multiple people come and tell us that you are causing problems in Golden, Colorado. I have people that are paying good money to stay here.
I did too. I did too. You're stealing my money because I've already booked a motel room.
I
Did I look at the reservation that you provided me, the confirmation?
I don't have anything for you.
There is nothing in there. There is absolutely nothing in there. We have asked you nicely.
I have.
I'm going to tell you need to leave.
I have proof that I booked the reservation.
Let me see it.
I just read it to you, like when I was sitting right over there.
I don't care if you take a video of me for your stupid TikTok account. I'm over it, and I will have the police trespass you if you do not leave the property right now.
Go ahead and trespass me.
Okay, great.
I'm working on
This is uncalled for.
It's not uncalled for. I have the right to refuse anybody in this building whenever I feel like it. I don't want the issues. And it's a red flag when all of Golden knows about who you are, Daniel.
It's because I'm fucking famous.
I don't care. I don't care if you're famous.
So
they're calling our business saying that you're causing trouble. And right now, you are causing my property trouble. So I need you to leave.
Okay, then I'll leave the fucking state of Colorado.
Bye. See you later. Are you serious right now?
Yes.
Why? That's why you're kicked out. Get out. I'm calling the police. Get out.
You guys are ridiculous. Like, just because I booked a motel room?
Don't break my stuff. Don't break my stuff. Get out, Daniel. Now. Get out. Don't come back. If you come back,
then I'll leave fucking Colorado.
After the hotel incident, Daniel would film himself walking down the street, punching himself and screaming he was going to leave Colorado.
Get out.
Then I'll leave fucking Colorado.
Get out of my property now.
Then I guess I'll violate fucking probation and leave Colorado.
Goodbye.
Because all this fucking town is reporting me.
Goodbye.
video because everybody on this fucking block has reported me to you and I had that on film.
Before going into the next set of crazy moments from Daniel, I would like to give some background information on his manager Clark, just because this name will come up again a few times throughout the rest of this documentary. Clark is one of Daniel's most notable managers to date. He is very controversial in the Daniel Larson universe, mainly for fueling Daniel's delusions of being in a relationship with Grace.
And then state your name and occupation for the people.
Hello everybody, I'm Clark. I'm his lawyer, friend, and all around just assistant helper to Daniel Larson. When I for real heard about him, I first saw TikTok videos about him, but I didn't get involved into the lore or any of that until Vegas. I got his number from somebody and I kind of just played the long game, and here we are, I guess. And I would have quit a while ago, don't get me wrong, but I have a goal in the end, and I'm not going to say what it is or anything, but it's going to happen soon, and he's going to get what's coming.
Clark would actually get so wrapped up in trolling Daniel that he would allegedly spend over 10 hours a week speaking to him on the phone. He would talk to Daniel so much that it would begin to interfere with his work schedule and his relationship with his parents.
How often would you say, per day or per week, that you spend, actually talking with him, on the phone?
Okay. We've probably been talking for about 3 or 4 months now, but I'd say, definitely more than 10 hours a week. Probably at least a couple hours a day. An hour or two a day on the phone, and usually I have to conflict it with my work schedule, so my people at my work are who are you on the phone with?
Has there ever been a time where talking to Daniel has interfered with your personal life, at work or something?
Obviously, yeah, I've been yelled at and questioned, and my parents and everything at this point know who Daniel is, and they kind of find it pretty odd, I'm not gonna lie. When you're talking to this man on Thanksgiving at 7 o'clock when you have nothing to do and you're just down on the couch, and your parents who could you possibly be on the phone with on Thanksgiving? Oh, Daniel Larson. Yeah, it raises some questions. Once he gets you on the phone, he will not let you leave. I mean, guys, when I tell you he will talk, if you get him on a day he has nothing, he will talk to you on the phone for 5+ hours. He will not stop if he can keep you on the phone. And he will just talk about whatever his stupid brain desires.
If that's the case, then why do you continue to even talk to him?
I think I'm kind of just in it, and I kind of built up a little relationship, and not in a good way, because I still don't want to see him thrive. I want to see him fail. I've gotten this deep. I want to be the one to end it. I want to be the one to finish this guy off and get him in jail or wherever he's going to end up.
Tell me what you think the end goal is for the relationship between you and Daniel. Where do you want it to end up in a perfect scenario?
I think my goal in the end, housing with a care provider, or if that's prison, which either or I guess if he dies, I don't want to be responsible for any kind of way if he dies, but if he does live like this, he could die.
So yeah, that's some background information on the manager Clark that I will be mentioning for the rest of the documentary. On December 25th, Christmas of all days, Daniel would find himself in the hospital. While the day started with Danny wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, it quickly devolved into madness.
Happy Christmas 2023.
Shortly after this message, Daniel would begin to have a meltdown. This meltdown would be caused by Bob not wanting to make contact with Daniel. After repeated attempts at making contact with Bob, Daniel would end up calling 911 to do a wellness check on him. And the end results of this would be Daniel learning that Bob is alive and wants nothing to do with Daniel.
Well, Bob canceled. Can't even get a hold of him. I think he's actually dead. So, that's serious. Something's going on. It is Christmas 2023, and I just spoke to the police officer that did the wellness check on Bob, and the officer said Bob wants 0 contact with me.
Not too long after this, Daniel would begin to have a full-on meltdown revolving around Bob abandoning him on Christmas.
I just had $100 pretty much taken from me because I got kicked out of the motel tonight. Oh my god, I cannot feel any of my hands or any of my feet. And the cold air is going through my fucking clothes. Oh fuck, it's gonna be a long night. Holy shit, it's cold. No more motels. Fuck. I was trying to be all nice to Bob. I know how he doesn't want me posting about him, but after tonight on Christmas Day, I have no choice but to slander his. I won't be having family dinner on Christmas Day or nothing. Bob is treating me like a piece of fucking shit. And I want to die. Bob just completely shut off his phone. Won't answer any of my calls. And my fucking Christmas is fucking ruined because of that jackass Bob. And fuck this care package. I don't need a fucking care package. I will throw that into the fucking lake. Apparently Bob thinks it's funny to watch me in pain. Fucking Christmas Day. Oh my fucking god, I just got fucking attacked by some guy walking down the fucking road. What the fuck? I hate Bob. Fucking bitch, it's Christmas Day. Oh fucking hell, bitch. I will fucking murder Bob. I will fucking have him fucking murdered. Oh fuck, it's cold.
Daniel would eventually admit himself into the hospital for having heart pains because of Bob. Of course, there was nothing wrong with him. He would be discharged an hour and a half later with no comment if he had any issues on his TikTok or his YouTube community page. Moving forward a handful of days, on December 30th, Daniel would post a video running down the street while saying, "Shots fired, shots fired."
Shots fired, shots fired. Fuck.
After that, he confirms he was sleeping on the streets and the next few weeks were going to be a financial hell.
I was on the streets again last night. The next couple weeks look like financial hell to come.
At the end of the day, Daniel posts a video of a drone flying over his head and then says he has to call the police.
We have people now that are using drones to try to track me, and I will end up reporting it to the police.
The following day, on the 31st, Daniel would spot another drone and this time ask it to stop recording him.
Please stop filming me before I call the police.
The drone following Daniel is part of an account called Bums and Drones, and they would eventually post a montage of footage following Daniel with the drone. And finally, the last notable thing that happened towards the end of the day on December 31st, a troll would give Daniel a large stack of counterfeit money.
Oh, I can't wait to take this to the nearest bank. This is gonna be awesome.
Daniel would start off his 2024 by getting Mountain Dew thrown on him by a troll.
You like that, Daniel?
A few days later, on January 4th, Daniel would start the day by uploading a video of him saluting. After that, he would then upload a video claiming Bob had left his life and betrayed him.
Bob decided to leave my life and betray me because people are making money off of my public image on YouTube.
The following day, on the 5th, Daniel would once again get liquid sprayed on him. This time it was just water. It's really unclear what happened leading up to this event, as there's no context before or after this clip.
Look.
On January 6th, Daniel creates a new TikTok account named Daniel Larson Work 2024. He would also claim to be attacked the night before, as well as being involved in a car accident and having his phone stolen.
I got attacked last night and was in a car accident. And I also got my phone stolen last night.
Which all of that sounds like a crazy sequence of events that I highly doubt is true at all. On this same day, Daniel would talk about 2024 getting very, very scary very, very quickly.
The year 2024 is about to get very, very scary and dangerous very, very fast.
A couple days later, on January 8th, Daniel would create another YouTube account called Daniel Larson Work 2024. He would also post a TikTok slideshow displaying his bank account. Here, we can see Daniel has a negative balance of over $1,000. He does have $5 in his savings though, so at least there's that. Towards the end of the day, Daniel would post a video yelling at someone that appears to be hotel staff about being trespassed.
If I don't get the documentation proving that I'm trespassed, it's all fake.
Even though Daniel would say it's all fake, the very next day he would go live while being trespassed by the police in presumably the same hotel. And this is where we would learn Daniel has 5 active warrants out for his arrest.
What are you on probation for?
I'm not obligated to say.
Actually, you are. It's part of conditions of your probation.
I am on probation for trespass.
Because, well...
From a different location
Okay.
For a misunderstanding.
Okay. Well... As part of the conditions of your probation, you're obligated to tell me why, and you're obligated to tell your probation officer that you've had police contact, just so you know.
I am aware of that,
I don't want you to be in violation of your probation. And how old are you, Daniel?
I'm 25.
Okay. Just so you know, the gentleman that was in here with you
Yes.
is the one that flagged me down. Okay?
Okay.
So, I do have a reason to talk to you. Okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
I understand that.
We'll just wait till they get here, because they're going to do the process. On the current record. Yeah. Do you have any other personal property that's what's in your pockets?
I have my court paperwork.
Okay.
But that's it.
Okay. So in addition to the 2 warrants that we're going to take you on today, you have 3 additional warrants that are not extraditable out of Denver that you need to go take care of.
I am aware.
Okay, so that's 5.
And then I was also, like I said, I came here to the Canvas Credit Union because I had
I'm
to.
going to tell you that's not going to fly today. Airport office is going to explain that to you, so we can quit going over that piece of information. Airport office is going to explain it to you. They have a nifty little database just to document all these things. How you doing?
I'm aware.
So you flying out today?
I'm not. I came here to the Kansas Credit Union because I bank with them.
Okay.
And then I was waiting about 10 minutes until, well, it's now about 10 minutes, but I was waiting 20 minutes because I was waiting for the bus to downtown Denver.
Okay.
I was aware of the warrants, and they are bench warrants, and I was on my way down there anyways to go handle those.
Okay, so
I had to go to the bank this morning here because I got my debit card.
Okay, so I'm with airport
So-
operations. I'm not going to say that's official business, so you can't be out here unless you have a boarding pass. There's other Canvas credit unions or other credit unions you can use. So you're being advised today of a Rule 30.18. If you come back out here, you can be cited for trespassing. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay.
Even with all those warrants out for his arrest, nothing would come of this interaction with the police. He would get arrested again, but almost instantly be released and was found the very next day posting pictures of himself traveling on a bus. On January 11th, Daniel would post 41 TikToks talking about all sorts of crazy things. Most of the TikToks are ramblings of a madman, but there is some interesting information scattered amongst the insane things Daniel was talking about. For example, Daniel states that due to being arrested, he has missed probation in all of the counties he was assigned in.
Because I got arrested this past weekend, I missed probation in all counties this week. I missed probation this week in Jefferson County. I missed probation this week in Westminster, Colorado. I missed Boulder County probation today.
Daniel would also say that his probation officer told him if he doesn't have housing by April of 2024, his probation will be revoked. He was also told that he can't use Bob as an excuse.
I am required to get an apartment by April 2024, or there will be a revoke in probation, and I am being told that Bob is not going to be an excuse. It will backfire on me if I don't have an apartment.
Honestly, if Daniel's probation officer knows about him blaming Bob Proctor for all of his problems, that's insane and hilarious to me. Of course, Daniel would not listen to this at all. Just 2 days later, on the 13th, he posted a TikTok claiming he's $500 in debt and that he's out of money for the month because Bob Proctor is unable to help him.
Alrighty, so I woke up this morning to $500 debt in my bank. I am going to be out of money for the rest of the month because Bob is unable to help anymore now that he doesn't have a job.
Despite being $500 in debt, Daniel would announce production is starting for his new music album on the same day.
I am starting this week, January 2024, my production for my new music album and my first music album.
Fast forwarding a week, and Daniel begins to mention that his manager Clark wants him to go to college, specifically UCLA. And just 2 days later, Daniel would claim that he has started his college classes.
Yesterday in college, I studied how emotions play a role in the entertainment industry when creating movies or making music.
Now, the people that are familiar with Daniel Larson's story know exactly what this will bring us in the next couple weeks. On January 23rd, the day after Daniel would start classes at UCLA, another warrant would be issued for his arrest for failing to appear in court and pay his court fees. Daniel also announces that he's dropping 2 rap songs in the month of March, and if anybody releases music the same day as him, they will be wiped out financially.
Don't ever think about dropping a song the same day I drop my music, or you will get wiped out financially.
Daniel's insanity continues the next day. He would make a post on his YouTube community tab saying he learned about ancient Texas and its king, I shid and farted. Now, it should be very apparent to all of you that Daniel is not actually enrolled in UCLA. His manager Clark and his associates are all a part of an elaborate scheme that is tricking Daniel into believing some of the wildest things, like the existence of ancient Texas and the king I shit and farted. A few days later, on January 26th, he would fake an illness and admit himself into the Aurora hospital. Now, there was nothing wrong with Daniel, he was just seeking shelter from the cold Colorado weather that day. After being discharged, Daniel would be found sleeping in the lobby by hotel staff, and when asked to leave, he refused. He would continue to argue with the staff until asking them to trespass him, which they did. Eventually, a police officer arrived and gave Daniel the ultimatum to leave the hospital or get arrested. Daniel would begrudgingly leave and then begin to threaten to commit a mass shooting at the hospital.
Comes at 8:35, that's less than 10 minutes from now.
It's delayed.
Okay.
Because of the snow.
There is a spot that you can stand where you're not going to get snowed on, but you can't wait inside. You've been discharged and it's time to leave.
It's like you've been harassing me.
I've been asking you politely to leave because you've been discharged.
I want the police to show up.
He's on his way up here to escort you out.
I want the police. I don't care. Trespass me from the fucking hospital. That's a violation.
No, it's not. That's me enforcing the hospital's policy and the right to be safe.
So I guess I won't go to any fucking hospital in the fucking state of Colorado. I guess I won't. I guess I will just leave Colorado because you can't trespass me from a hospital if I was a patient.
I certainly can trespass you because you've been discharged. You've been medically cleared to go.
Right.
So
I told you I was waiting for the fucking bus.
Don't cuss at me because I'm not cussing at you. The bus stop is over there. You need to wait over there for the
But
bus.
I'm not. You were following me around the entire place.
I'm coming to my meeting, but I see you here because we just told you to leave the ER and you decided to go out.
And I did leave the ER.
Okay.
This is the cafeteria area.
This is not the cafeteria. You need to head to the bus stop.
This is.
This is not. This is the main lobby.
This is the main lobby, exactly.
It's not the cafeteria, but you're waiting for the bus. You need to be at the bus stop, waiting for the bus.
And the bus stop, I know exactly where it is. It's
okay. We're not going to argue. You already told us to leave, right?
Right.
So we leave immediately, or you leave with me now.
But
leave or go with me. Your choice.
Why would I go with you?
We're done, but because you're trespassing.
I'm not trespassing at all. I was a patient.
I'm not going to argue with you. You're trespassing. It's time to go now, or you're going to end up in the jail. Your choice.
I don't understand because I was a patient. I got discharged.
You've been discharged and you were sleeping. You were told to leave.
I wasn't sleeping in the lobby at all.
Because I was there, so it's time to go now.
I wasn't sleeping in the lobby at all. Okay. And I told you I was waiting
now, or I'm about to put you in handcuffs and take you to jail.
You can't do that because you literally
so you're under arrest for trespassing.
No, I'm not.
Are you ready to go?
No, I'm not because I'm leaving.
So get up and leave now.
But I'm explaining to you.
No, we're done explaining. Or you can explain it to the judge.
I have a lawyer.
Okay, good. You're going to need him in about 30 seconds. So get up and go.
Okay. What's your name? What's your badge number? Yeah.
I'll give you a card. How about that?
Because that's straight up harassment.
Okay, cool. From the hospital, do not come back in here today unless you have a medical emergency.
Well, if I'm trespassed, I ain't never coming back ever.
Fair enough.
And I guess I'll leave the state of Colorado.
Fair enough.
Damn. I guess I'll plan a mass shooting on the place. Holy fuck. Treat me that way. I'll treat him with disrespect.
Daniel's continuous interactions with the police would not stop at the Aurora hospital. Just 1 week after this incident, Daniel Larson would be arrested and finally booked with a $20,000 bond. Amazingly, Daniel would call his manager Clark twice while he was in jail, and both calls were recorded. The first call was released on February 8th, 2024.
Hello, this is a call from Daniel Larson, an inmate at the detention facility. Thank God. So apparently, this is pretty much all Bob's fault. But it's because, don't tell him this, but it's because I haven't been going to my probation meetings because he won't give me my money to be able to get there.
Okay, so I have a couple things to tell you, I guess, because I don't know. Have you had any contact with the outside world yet?
No, I haven't.
Well, sadly, Toby Keith passed away.
Who?
The guy who sings, who sings Red Solo Cup.
Right.
Yeah.
Toby Keith passed away.
Yeah.
No.
Well, so how you doing so far?
Well, I'm doing okay.
Do they have you in like general population, like with a bunch of other people?
I guess it's considered protected custody general population.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure, but everyone is friendly, everyone is kind. I'm getting some help, from the inmates, trying to cope. But yeah, I don't know why they put my bond so high.
I know, $20,000.
Worst case scenario, yeah, and I don't think I'm gonna be here too long.
No, I mean, it would be max, is what I was looking into. I think 120 days.
Well, that's a max 120 days is still a decent time, but
I mean, yeah, that's scary.
yeah, it is scary, but
Your body cam footage just came out like 2 hours ago, and
wait a minute. So the fans leaked my camera footage
yep, all of it.
from the jail?
Yeah, they put hands on you hard.
Oh yeah, they did.
And you also called me like a minute before it happened, so I placed all those pieces together.
Yeah, did you see how the phone broke?
Yep, and you were asking if your phone was broken? Yep.
Anything wrong with my phone broke?
Yeah.
That's crazy. If the fans leaked all the camera footage,
All of it.
did they also leak the ones from the jail?
Yep, when they're asking you the questions in jail. And then they even leak stuff you couldn't hear, where the cops are talking about how you're big on TikTok and that you pulled they pulled the fire alarm, and they were talking about how you have all these people on TikTok that follow you. And then there was an ununiformed police officer who I honestly think was McDougal. Was McDougal there?
I don't think it was Daniel McDougal, but I do believe it was somebody from the FBI.
Yeah, and I did see your friend too, the black security guard. They were telling the other cops were scared to approach you. They were like, he could be armed and dangerous, and the one guy was like, we could get this done in 5 minutes.
This is not that complicated. It really isn't. And that's the thing, Sarge. He's not going to run through the mall. We got 3 of us here to be able to grab him easily. I have a rapport with them. They're making this more complicated than what it needs to be. We don't need all these resources to take one dude into custody, which he's going to be fine.
It's like a whole thing. They like surrounded you in the mall. It was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why they were acting the way they acted. But anyways, yeah, so I'm okay.
Thank God.
Yeah, my main concern is, just how we're going to get this taken care of.
Exactly.
I know for a fact Bob can't do it all. I don't know if Grace can. I don't know. I think it's going to take a team effort. But
I mean, if we already got in contact so far, we're off to a good start.
yeah. I probably shouldn't even say this, but it's not a problem, but whatever. But I also haven't even seen a public defender yet.
Jeez. Gee. Well, yeah, because they don't want your fans coming to bust you out while you're being transferred.
Right.
And also, your mugshot's gone viral, too.
My mugshot.
Yeah, it's viral.
So, because I'm in general population, did they leak those videos too?
No, there's no videos of you with, like, other prisoners just getting checked in.
Just getting checked in, wow, okay. Well, I mean, the fans have done that before.
True.
And I mean, there's nothing I can do, you know.
Have you been eating well, or?
I've been eating okay. Is Grace okay?
Yeah, oh my God, she was shocked. And I was like, because we thought you would be out by the morning, and then everything just kept getting worse and worse.
Right.
So what have you been doing to fill your time? Have you been, like, writing songs or working out?
I can write songs. At this point, I would probably, now that I have contact and I can confirm that.
I was going to say...
My big concern is just trying to, keep getting this bail stuff.
Exactly. I mean, and I can also leave messages to the community for you. Like, if you want to say anything to the Reddit or anything, I can, like, tell them, you know?
Yeah. What I would say, if we said anything to the community, is if we could try to help, like, all do teamwork to try to pay the bail.
Yeah. I agree. I'm going to try and get on that straight away.
What I would do is I would set up a Venmo, Cash App, GoFundMe, and grind,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it will get up there fast if people grind.
And
like give it like 4 days max.
exactly. And another thing is you could even, like, you know how the famous artists sometimes they do stuff over the phone, like music and everything.
Well, we probably can't do that, but that doesn't stop me from being able to publish lyrics.
True.
You know how artists have done that before.
There's no stopping
anyway,
it.
I don't want to waste our time and money right now. All right.
Okay.
I will call you in the morning.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I am normally out like from breakfast to lunch, and then from dinner till like 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah, 10 Colorado time.
Well, do you know what time it is right now?
I don't really do anything. I'm either playing cards with the rest of the people in the, big room. But when I'm in the cell, I'm either just, like, sleeping or, staring at the ceiling thinking,
Jeez.
But I will probably start working on lyrics. My big concern right now is just about college. I thought I lost contact with you.
Don't worry, Daniel. I never give up. I knew what I had to do. Yeah, she is. And so is the whole UCLA thing, because the votes came in later that day, and you won. But then since you were nowhere to be seen, Shang took over. So you got to take your place back once you get out.
Well, yeah, and that's not good, because, we already know his rules and stuff for UCLA, for the government.
Yeah.
It's like, technically it should be in violation of the U.S.
I don't understand.
Like, I don't know why he wants to put, like, dog, even though it is legal to eat dog in, like, China. I don't know why he's trying to get that in the U.S. now.
Yeah, that's weird.
And he's an international student. Who knows if he's lying or not to the entire school just so he can run for student government? I don't know.
True. And then, have you met some friends? You said you were playing cards, so It's like war.
I haven't really, I don't want to call them friends, but I've met some nice people.
Yeah, yeah.
I group myself with the people I don't want to say I trust, but I feel comfortable with.
Yeah. And is your cellmate a nice person?
My cellmate is okay. Sometimes I feel like I would do better in my own cell, but other times I feel like company is better.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I've been told, this is just what I've been told by the other cellmates and stuff.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, but anyways, I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
Okay, I'll be ready.
And the second call was released on February 12th.
Oh, there you are, Daniel. Jeez, you're looking good.
Yeah, so.
Have you been working out?
It's just to a point. I don't really know what to really do at this. And he's telling me to tell the courts that if they don't get me housing, Bob's gonna kill himself and all this weird stuff. And it's like, no, like, please just, like, I don't want to be involved in all that garbage.
Jeez.
And it's not the court's job to get me housing.
It's not. So Bob's threatening the court to kill himself if they don't get you.
Yeah, well, he's 70 years old.
Yeah.
And he's acting like being 70 years old gives him the authority. And all it's doing is it's bringing down my life. And it's like, it's framing me is what it's doing.
It's making you look worse than you. And right now, since you're sitting in jail, it's not the best situation.
Right.
Here, try.
And in the end, he should be the one to bail me out because he's the one that's been giving me all my money.
And he's the one that didn't get you housing or anything, so he screwed up everything.
Right.
Here, try and see if you can turn your camera on. I want to see if you're doing good.
I have to go back downstairs because the camera only works if it's connected to the wall.
Jeez.
But let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I would do is I would talk to Tina and kind of go from there.
Okay. I can do that for you.
And then in the meantime, I guess, I should go for now to save battery and to save money.
Okay, yeah, smart.
Okay.
All right.
And I will message you back.
Okay. Stay safe, Daniel.
All right.
Yep. Stay safe.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, stay safe.
Okay. Message Tina and Grace and see if they can bail me out.
And these phone calls between Daniel and Clark were not the only things released when Daniel was behind bars. Daniel's online classes he took at the fake UCLA were all recorded and eventually released in February as well. There was 4 total sessions recorded, and they get progressively crazier and crazier as time goes on. In the beginning, it seems like they were testing the waters to see what they could get away with, and once they realized Daniel would believe anything that they said, things became insanely ridiculous. Since there's over an hour of Daniel Larson in school footage, I'm going to show you a couple highlights from each class, and then I highly encourage you to check out the full sessions on the Larson Lake YouTube channel. The first class session would be on ancient Texas. A few things Daniel would learn in this class would be the king of ancient Texas was named I Shid and Farted.
Now the first king of ancient Texas, his name was Ashid Anfarad, and he was the first king. Now that's important to remember because that will be on one of the quizzes that we have next week. All right, so if you need to take a screenshot of my presentation.
I think I saw this guy at a museum one time.
But yeah, so Ashid Farad was the first man inside of ancient Texas who actually established the royal family. All right. And he lived around Houstonia. And we're going to talk about Houstonia because ancient Houstonia was the foundation city of modern day Houston, right? And I'm sure you've learned about this in school, or this is something that you learned about in maybe middle school, high school, depends on which course you were in. But yet he was the head monarch of the state of Texas, or the ancient city of Texas.
The next class Daniel would take would be on music and entertainment. Of course, it would take no time for Daniel to let everyone in class know about his musical accomplishments.
Sure, Mr. Larson, thank you for volunteering.
I actually have 3 songs myself, and my favorite song is actually one of mine that I previously wrote. It's called Something More, and it's about a relationship that I had with my mother. And kind of how things kind of went downhill with my mother, and how I wanted something better in my life, like someone better to take care of me, and how I was raised, and I was abused as a child, so that plays a big role in the song.
Absolutely. I think that it's horrible that something like that happened to you, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad that you were able to put that into a song.
Following music and entertainment, the next class would be about ancient songs. Daniel would learn about the first song and poem ever written.
So this was the first song written by Reuben. All right. I went to the town. Actually, I'll have somebody read this, actually, since I read the last one. Would anybody like to volunteer for extra credit to read what is on the slideshow right now? Would anybody like to volunteer?
I would.
Okay, for sure.
Song by Reuben. I went to the town with a frown. The people laugh over me. It wasn't my fault, and I got hard. I got hard on the corner of Orphanage Street.
Hey, that was real good, man.
Very good. Thank you very much. Mr. Larson gets extra credit.
He would also perform his own song he wrote for the class.
Now, with that being said, the next group that we have on the list to share their lyrics will be Mr. Larson and Clark Hunter. Have you two decided who will be sharing the lyrics?
Actually, yes, Daniel will be, because I am not allowed to have the lyrics on my phone for professional, personal issues.
For sure, absolutely. Mr. Larson, when you're ready.
Okay, let me quickly pull it up here. So we don't really have a title for the song. I strictly believe that the song itself, once it's done, creates the title. But the lyrics for the song are about loneliness and wanting help in a situation. And then we kind of created like imagery with being like traveling and being lost. The lyrics go: sunlight in the windows, gleaming in the air. Shadows dance around without a care. The taste of beer down my throat, ready for the open road. In the outback, time travels on. Reflection wasted, how life went wrong. Savannah dunes, wind through my hair, remembering life without a care. The chorus: so hold out your hand and help me see what I truly want to be. Don't cry and enjoy the ride. To paradise we fly. High as the heavens, looking down on rivers. On a roller coaster to paradise we fly. High as the heavens, looking down on rivers. On a roller coaster ride through the sky.
One eternity later.
And then verse 2 goes: with you I feel something more, greater than ever before. Show me the door to the Holy Grail. Hopefully, this doesn't fail. Shouting out love and joy, honey and wine, we can never define. Mirage camouflage reminds me of the pain. And then, of course, it goes back to the chorus.
And the final class released was about Chinese history, the rise of Cheng. This session was outright insanity and pretty racist too. I mean, for example, they teach Daniel the first emperor of China was named Tao Chen My Dick.
So today we're going to be talking about Chinese history, so let's get started, all right? So the first emperor of Imperial China was Tao Chen My Dick. He was the first emperor of Imperial China, and he invented fortification. So he was one of the most important leaders of China and founded China in the way that it is today.
The entire class pretty much followed this same theme, and at a certain point, Daniel would leave the call because he thought the Chinese government was after him.
He thinks that the people following him are from China.
Yeah, he just texted me, please leave class immediately. Danger.
Oh my god.
Government official. And I found out because I said, do you mind me asking what government is Chinese or U.S.? And he said, none of your business, Daniel, fucking Larson. At that point, the teacher kicked him out of the class. And what I find suspicious, the guy in the class, well, that straight up in the middle of the class said that I do not support Black Lives Matter and that I'm a communist. In front of the entire class, to the point to where they kicked both people out. And then at the end of the class, I opened up in front of everyone else and said that I believe that I am being followed. And I, as we know, live in Colorado. And the teacher of the class admitted that the Chinese government is collaborating with UCLA over how they do their operation. That's what the teacher told me. And he said the Chinese government is in black Nissan Ultra.
On March 1st, Daniel has another court hearing and would finally be released from jail with 1 year probation. The following day, he creates another brand new YouTube channel called Daniel Larson Free 2024 and then creates his first post in over a month.
Hello everybody, it is March 1st, 2024, and I got released from the Boulder County Jail.
And pretty much for the rest of the month of March, the insane cycle of Daniel repeats all over again. Tons and tons of insane community posts and just kind of walking around aimlessly talking about nothing. On March 18th, Daniel would get kicked out of a homeless shelter for getting into a fight with another person there. And the very next day, Daniel would get arrested again for one of those many warrants he has. However, this time the bail was only set at $1,000, and once again, nothing really would come of this. The judge would give Daniel the same exact probation sentencing he failed to follow previously, which is unbelievable.
I will let you know that I'm inclined to go along with the agreement to revoke and reinstate your probation with the same terms and conditions. I'm also willing to authorize transfer of probation to Boulder. However, you need to arrange that through Jeffco probation. So I'll order that you report to Jeffco probation. Today, if you get out in time before 5 o'clock, come to the courthouse, go to probation on the second floor and check in with them. I'm going to authorize the probation to be transferred to Boulder, but it's your responsibility to make sure that Jeffco arranges that on your behalf. Is there anything in addition that you would like to know or say, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Please take advantage of those resources. I will revoke and reinstate your probation with the same terms and conditions. I'll authorize transfer of probation to Boulder to be arranged through Jeffco probation, and I'll order that you report to probation no later than by tomorrow, Friday, March 22nd. But ideally today, you'll check in with them, talk to them about your desire to transfer probation to Boulder and follow their directions, okay? Mainly stay in touch with them. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much.
After this court hearing, Daniel would be released from jail, and now the Colorado cryptid is back on the streets all over again. Daniel still has warrants out for his arrest in multiple counties in Colorado, so it's only a matter of time before he gets trespassed from another restaurant and is taken away once again. At the end of the day, Daniel's delusions and destruction will never end until he is locked up in jail or sent away to a mental health facility for a long time. But until that happens, he will continue to dine and dash and be an all-around problem to all of the people around him. I'm sure the way Daniel's story is progressing, within another few months there will be hundreds of more insane moments to talk about once again. And if you made it to the end of the video, I can't tell you how much that means to me. Thank you. Thank you so much for all of your support throughout the last handful of months on all of my projects, big and small. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. And a massive shout out to all of my channel members and goated members. Thank you so much. You guys fucking rock. With all of that being said, I'm Nick Nobody, and until next time, I'm out.